again with my slides. So this is Riding the Wave, and I'm Kirby, and thanks for joining me. I'm excited to be talking with you. If we haven't met, I'm a new Ruby director here in New Jersey, and I have been with the Traveling Vineyard for almost 5 years. I'm a work-at-home mom with 2 kids ages 5 and 8. The Traveling Vineyard is my full-time job. One thing that you probably don't know about me is that growing up in New Mexico and Colorado, I learned how to be a really great surfer. See, here's a picture of me. I'm riding a really gnarly wave. All right, so you probably guessed that that really isn't me. It's just my face plastered onto someone else's body. And that I've never really known how to surf, or probably haven't even tried it. But I know that being an entrepreneur for the past 5 years, it is a lot like surfing. This is my wave this year, and I'm sure that if you go back and look at my previous years with Traveling Vineyard, you will see about the same pattern. You can see that I caught the big one in December and then completely wiped out in January and have been paddling out in the tide, waiting for my next big wave ever since. This happens to me a lot, and from talking with you and coaching you, I know that many of you find yourselves in the same boat. So I want to talk to you about riding the waves. What can you do during the slow months to make sure that you get your business back on track? I wholeheartedly believe that your long-term success and longevity is determined by how well you learn how to ride the wave. So let's take some steps. The first step is to embrace the wave. Being an entrepreneur is hard. My parents are my first entrepreneurial role models. Before my brother and I were born, they purchased a motel in a small mountain town in New Mexico. Summers were amazing. People would flock to the town to take part in the many activities that this town and surrounding area offered. My parents were always happy, money was flowing in, there was no stress. But winters were very hard. We would get a small stream of skiers and snowboarders, but would rarely get the coveted no vacancy sign. Thinking about this presentation, I went to my mom for advice. I asked if there was any advice she could give my fellow entrepreneurs when thinking and talking about slow months. She said to me, "Don't panic. Know that this is only a temporary place and that the better months are ahead. Know that it is okay and that it will get better. Embrace the ride." The next step is to arm yourself with the best gear. I imagine that the best surfers in the world buy the very best gear that the industry has to offer. And the beauty of our company and industry is that we can also surround ourselves with the very best. When you're having a down month or 5, don't hide. Reach out to those above, around, and below you for help and advice. Make friends and connections with other direct sales leaders and start focus groups where you meet to discuss, brainstorm, and learn from each other. I have a group here in northern New Jersey in Morris County, and I've invited some of the top direct sales reps from other companies to join. We have meetings every couple of months. Somebody hosts at a different house, and we just get together and we brainstorm. We talk about our challenges. We give each other ideas. We encourage each other, and it's really nice to have a group of people that are in different industries, but are all have the same kind of goals and are industry leaders. So I highly suggest you start your own group. And I started it on Facebook, and I limit it to one person per company, and it's a really great group. Also, I recommend finding an accountability partner. Get yourself a mentor and surround yourself with the best. The next step is to pay attention to the conversations that you have with yourself. This is the most important step. I want you to think about the last time you had a slow month, or if you're currently having a slow month, then you're already here with me. How do you talk to yourself when things aren't going the way you would like? What do you tell yourself when someone cancels? If you've had a not so great event, what is that dialogue you have with yourself on your way home? I'm willing to bet that the conversations are negative in nature. I'm never going to get paid at my title. Nobody new is ever going to join my team. I'm never having a $1,000 event. They aren't going to buy. I don't have high hopes about this event. When you have these conversations, it affects every single thing that you do. Your focus becomes on the things that are not working. Your energy, drive, and motivation are down. You rarely post anything positive on your Facebook page, and people around you can sense your vibe. The hardest thing to do is to stop that negative conversation, even when everything around you is falling apart. I literally have to yell at myself, "No, Kirby, we're not going there today." Try to bottle up the amazing way you feel when something does go your way and channel the heck out of that when things are going down. Talk nicely and positively to yourself. Keep your energy and your spirits up. People want to be around happy and successful people. Shine that happy light. Instead of saying, "I'm never getting paid at my title," try saying, "I'm getting paid at my title. I'm never going to have a $1,000 event. Nope, this is going to be my $1,000 event. I can't earn incentive trips. I am earning this incentive trip. I can't get bookings. I am getting bookings." Think about changing the dialogue that you have with yourself. Laser focus. You need to stay laser focused on your why. And this is another really tough one. We all started with this company for a reason, right? My why changed from what it was when I first started, and yours might too. Last summer, my daughter was invited to join the competition dance team at her studio. I wasn't expecting this to happen for another year and immediately told her no, knowing that it was going to be very expensive. She was asked again at a summer dance camp, and after listening to her beg and thinking if she's asked twice, there must be something there, I let her sign up. I grew up in that small town in New Mexico, and we didn't have many opportunities to join dance teams or swim teams or really even do any sort of competitive sport until the high school level. So I told myself that when I had kids, I was going to let them have every single opportunity that came their way. But here I was telling her no because it was too much money. I was determined to make this work, and that became my focus. You need to take the time to not only define your why and set your goals, but personally define what the successful outcome is going to look like, and most importantly, feel like. If your why is to pay off your debt, the success from that is going to come from you, from the feeling you are going to have. You're not going to be called up on stage, and there will be no slides announcing your accomplishment. So you need to define the success on your terms, and then be 100% laser focused on that. Why is this so important? Because as you're making your journey, accomplishing your goals, you will encounter many others, other surfers waiting for that big wave. They might catch it before you, ride it longer than you. They might get a slide or be mentioned on a call. They might earn a trip or an award, but they are not on your journey, and this is not their wave. It will become very easy to get distracted. Define what success is to you, nobody else, and stay laser focused on your wave. I didn't get a badge or a slide or an award, but I watched my baby girl kick some serious dance butt and win her own awards, and that feeling is more than enough. The next step is to touch your business every day. We get so busy. Life moves at such an amazing speed, and it is so easy to take a day or a week or a month and let your business sit. For every day that you don't touch your business, you lose a day. For every week, you lose a week. You cannot afford to ignore your business for even one day. I challenge my team to do one thing every day, even if that one small thing will take only 5 minutes. Carve yourself out some time and do one thing. I post a challenge each month on my team page with a small yet important daily task that should take no less than 5 minutes to accomplish. The guides who do the challenge are thriving. I have one, Karen Myers, who lives in Tennessee. There she is, who religiously does every task each month. And this is what she had to say. The daily challenge has helped me commit at least 5 to 10 minutes to my business every day to help maintain focus. If nothing else, the focus has helped me. Karen Myers, 2-star leader, Tennessee. Make your own monthly challenge or get with me and I'd be happy to share with you. But touching your business every day will help propel you out of your slow month. 7th step. This is important. I get a lot of people who ask about this. Slay cancellations. The dreaded cancellation. There are millions of pieces of advice that are thrown around on a daily basis on how to minimize the amount of cancellations that you receive. They happen, and oftentimes it's due to something out of our control, like the weather or an illness. But many times it is due to something about how the host is feeling. The most important thing you can do is build a relationship from your host from day one. Take the extra steps to get to know your host and become friends. I touch base with each host every Monday from the time they book to the time the wine delivers. My first communication is a handwritten note thanking them for their booking, letting her know how excited I am and how much fun we are going to have. I tell her that I will make a point to reach out to her every Monday to touch base. Each reminder is just a quick, "Hi Sally, I hope you had a great weekend." I stalk their Facebook page and I make mental notes if they post anything from the weekend. Something like, "I hope Johnny had a great last t-ball game. I hope you had a great time at the beach." Stuff like that. And then I say, "We're getting closer to your event. I wanted to make sure you remember to invite everyone." Of course, each week the topic will change just a little bit. Staying connected and keeping it personal strengthens the bond, and she begins to not only like you, but trust you, which will really help in lowering cancellations. If a host contacts me to cancel, I always say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Can I ask why?" Usually they'll say why, like, "I need to cancel because Johnny is sick." And if it's something I can't fix, I immediately say, "Let's reschedule." Now, because my calendar fills up quickly. If it's something that I can fix, like I don't have enough RSVPs, I really try hard to talk her from the ledge. "Well, how many have RSVP'd? I hate to cancel because I book up so quickly and it might be a while before we can find another date. Why don't you give it another try and ask if those who are coming can bring a friend or two? I can give a really great prize to the friend who brings the most friends." I try to do everything that I can to have her not cancel after finding out the reason why she's canceling. But I have found that building a strong relationship from the beginning is really key to help avoiding cancellations. And I asked my team to send me some pictures of themselves with some of their hosts, and these are some pictures I got. So thanks, guys, for sending me these pictures. The eighth step is to expand your circle. You need to get out there. Make every attempt to meet new people. Take a cooking class, volunteer, sign your kids up for stuff. If you don't have kids, sign up your dog or your husband. Every opportunity you have to meet new people is an opportunity to expand your circle. Now, I don't recommend running into a new place and immediately start talking about wine tastings and trying to get people to book right away. It's kind of like dating. You need to take your time to get to know the person before you try to kiss them. I found that if I let the relationship evolve naturally, the conversation will eventually lead to wine, and then to wine tastings and booking, and if you play your cards right, a brand new friend, host, and maybe even a teammate. I spend about 4 hours every week in a small waiting room while my daughter dances. Each class she takes is an opportunity for me to meet new moms. Every new school year, every sports team my kids are on, each time I take my dogs to the dog park, they are all opportunities for me to build and expand my circle. The ninth step is to prepare for the next crash. Now, that's a pretty big crash right there. I tell myself every time that I'm riding a big wave, wow, I'm never going to get back to that place again. I'm not going to find myself without any bookings. I'm not going to have any more slow months. I'm going to stay up here. And every single time, I find myself back at the beginning. I've learned how to better prepare for the times that I have been there, and I recommend a couple of things. The first thing, let's see if I have a slide for this, is to always leave an event with a booking. Make it your goal to not leave without one. If by chance you don't get one, make your mission the next day to get a booking to make up for the one you didn't get at the event. Get online, send some texts and emails, and get that booking. Last night on the call, somebody asked a question and said, they're not getting bookings at their events, and if I had any suggestions and ideas for that. And really the key is to ask every single person. Don't be afraid to ask at checkout every person as they're checking out if they want to book. I also suggested to the person to have a calendar to highlight the dates that they have open and to actually pass that calendar around and ask people to pencil in the date that they're ready for. I've left tastings and I haven't got a booking, and it really is is hard because now you're back at square one. You really need the booking. It's the lifeline of your business. So when I don't get a booking at a tasting, I make it the next day my mission to get another one to make up for what I didn't get. The next thing you need to do is you need to register for a regional meeting or harvest to add more tools and support to your gear, but also just to be around people who are pumped up and excited and who can lift you up. The next thing you can do is you can host events in your own home or your mom's house or your aunt's house or a friend's house when you see that you're having a slow month. When I know that I'm having a slow month coming up, I have something in my own house and I invite everyone with me, everyone around me. I do things like this is a Friday night flights, ladies craft night where we taste wine but we also make something, a book club, sandals and sangria in the summer. That's just a funny thing with corks and crafts. And then my favorite things. Everyone brings one of their, like something, an item that's their favorite. And they bring enough for everyone. And just like a little something, like a chapstick or something. And we taste wine. But this gives people the opportunity to come into my home. They have a great time. And I invite anyone who's near me. I also invite any host or guest that may have been reluctant to open their own home. Having them as a guest in my home, where I can control the atmosphere and pairings, allows them to see what hosting would be like and eases some of the skeptics. I ask people to bring friends who have we have a fun and relaxed evening, and even if the event volume isn't huge, I usually always get 2 to 3 bookings from people who want to host the same kind of evening with their group of friends. Sometimes people just need to be put at ease. They need to know what they're getting themselves into. And so being able to open up your own home and having an event like this really helps with that. This is the last step, and it is to just keep swimming. Never, ever give up. There should never be a crash so big that it forces you to walk away. Remember your why, enjoy the ride, get the best gear, talk nicely to yourself, slay cancellations, expand your circle, try to avoid another crash, and just keep swimming. I am reminded of the pro surfer Bethany Hamilton, she's right here in the corner, who got her arm bit off by a shark. But that didn't stop her. She continues to surf to this day with the one arm. And you would think an accident like that would keep her away from surfing. It would sure scare the heck out of me. I wouldn't want to get back in the water. But I love this quote that she says about going back to surfing. And it says, "My passion for surfing was more than my fear of sharks." You need to let your passion for this and your why be far greater than any slow month or shark. Thank you for having me. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook.